second breeze on the track. How is he continuing to settle in and move over this track?
He's settling in good. Like we've me and Lonnie both have said in the past, he's pretty level-headed. He takes everything in stride. So he's handling all the things going up and the changes happening for Derby. He's handling that in stride. And he's getting across the track wonderfully. He's very fresh. Last week when he worked a half, he was pretty strong getting to the pole. This week, working 5/8, he was fairly strong getting to the pole. He's progressing nicely. We're excited about how he's handling the surface.
That's what I was going to say. Take us through the work a little bit. It looked like you said, it looked like he was keen going to the pole and then very relaxed, the second time around the clubhouse turn.
Right. He was like that the first week when I worked him a half. He was pretty keen this morning. He had some horses in front of him that he could clock and chase, and that gets him on his toes. He gets excited about stuff like that. So yeah, he was pretty aggressive getting to the pole this morning. And he leveled off and worked nicely. I kind of shook the reins at him turning for home after he switched leads to see if he had a little more in there or not, and he did. He picked it up a little bit more and he galloped out really nicely. So I never get after him a whole lot. I always kind of just maybe shake the reins at him and see if he's got anything left, so I know where he's at. But he handles this track nicely. I'm excited about it.
So you shake the reins, you see what's in the tank, but you don't step on the gas.
Right. You kind of just get his attention a little bit, because he likes to look around and check the scenery out even when he's working. But yeah, I try to just keep him focused. Whether that's throwing a cross at him or shaking the reins or maybe tapping him on the shoulder or something, but I never get aggressive with him when he's working.
How does he seem now compared to going into the Arkansas Derby?
He's about the same. He's a pretty consistent horse. I would say he's a little fresher. He's a little happier. The weather was a little warmer leading up to the Arkansas Derby over there, and it's a lot cooler and brisky and windy. So he tends to be a little fresher, a little buckier, if you want to say that. A little more. He's just a little happier when it's colder.
And how long have you worked for Lonnie?
So this time, being in an assistant exercise rider type position, it's been about 3 or 4 years. But I've known Lonnie for about 15 years.
So the Rebel had to be huge.
Yeah. Every step along the way, it's pretty exciting. Even way back in the Jean Lafitte, or when he run fourth at Kentucky Downs. I mean, all that's exciting. Because, when you break your maiden first time out at a track like Evangeline, it's maiden special weight, so it's the top level at that particular track, but it's hard to gauge what kind of horse you have when you're at a smaller track breaking your maiden at the top. So when he ran fourth at Kentucky Downs in the juvenile, that was exciting. When he came home and win the Jean Lafitte, it's only a $100,000 stake race, but still, it's a stake. When he won that, we were happy about that. The springboard was really exciting, with it being the first prep race that he had won. And then from there, it just, it's more exciting. It gets more and more exciting, and it makes you a little more, makes you feel a little more privileged to be around a horse like him.
What about his Arkansas Derby? I mean, this horse had been win.
Yeah. The Arkansas Derby he ran a good race. It was, the way the race set up is just wild. I mean, everybody that we've talked to and everybody that's seen the race just couldn't believe that the pace was like it was. I mean, they were so far in front of the rest of the field. I just can't, it's mind blowing. But he ran his race, I don't, you can sit there and nitpick everything at the end of the day, but the bottom line is we didn't have to win that race to get into the Derby. And the fact that he ran like he did and ran third, we're proud of him. You know, you win 4 stakes in a row and you don't win the 5th one, you can't help but be disappointed because you've been spoiled up to that point. But we're still proud of him, and doesn't take anything away from the horse. We're still excited to see where he goes from here.
We've seen horses win. I'm thinking of Bellamy Road and the Wood Memorial, win by 17 their final prep, and then you can't find. It's like they left their race there,
Right.
And then the horses that run good races, but maybe not their A race,
Right.
can certainly rebound in the Derby.
Well, and some of the people that were back in Arkansas, they told us, they were trying to, be encouraging and stuff like that. And they're like, hey, Mystic Dan didn't win the Arkansas Derby. He run 3rd in there, and then he turned around and won the Derby. And, you don't have to win them all. And no, we don't have to win them all. And so he ran his race. He got some experience, and he came back safe and sound and happy. So on to the next one. On to the next task.